the INTHEAIR Cityrider. Hello everyone, welcome to Brian Unboxed. In this video, we're going to look at the INTHEAIR Cityrider electric bike. Here's a look at how the bike comes in when delivered. It's packaged pretty well. It does require some minimal assembly, and I have linked a video from the company in the description box for reference. Along with the bike, you get a box with all the parts, charger, air pump, and user guide. Assembly is straightforward. Basically, you have to install the front wheel and front fender, install the handlebars, install the pedals, install the seat, install the rear rack, and adjust and connect the LCD display. The bike comes in a step-through frame and it has two colors, white or black. Just to go over some brief specs, this has an aluminum alloy frame, 350 watt brushless gear motor, 36 volt 10 amp hour lithium ion battery which is removable, and it takes 3 to 4 hours to fully charge, a backlit LCD display, front lights, front suspensions with 80 millimeters of travel, 5 pedal assist modes, twist throttle, 22 to 37 mile range, and has a speed of up to 20 miles per hour, and has 7-speed cassette. And here's a look at the overall dimensions. A walkthrough around the bike, you'll see that the front has a front light, front fender, 26 by 1.95 inch tires, disc brakes, and front suspensions. In the middle and towards the back you have the battery keyhole, the battery, rear fender, kickstand, disc brakes, and rear rack. On the other side, you have the 7-speed cassette, 350 watt brushless rear motor, and rear derailleur. And towards the middle, you have the charging port. The handlebar area, you'll find the brakes, controls, LCD display, gear shifter, and twist throttle. Looking at the LCD display, it is backlit. Pressing the up button will increase the pedal assist levels, and pressing the down button will decrease it. Pressing the power button once will allow you to cycle through the odometer, distance, and voltage. To the left, you have the light button, which will activate the front light. And right below the light button, you have the horn button. And finally, a long press of the down button will activate the walk assist mode. Now I'll show some footage of the bike in use. I will test it out on rough terrain, show the different pedal assist levels, the throttle, test the brakes, see how it does uphill, downhill, and then give my thoughts. Okay, now I'm going to test out the bike on just bumps and rough surfaces. There's snow out here, so I can't really take it out on my usual rough trail because it's covered with snow. So I'm just going to go back and forth up this curb so you can see how it handles the bumps. Again, it has front suspension, so you know it should help out. It's absorbing the bumps pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to test out the acceleration. We'll test out the pedal assist modes first. This has 5 levels, and then after that we'll do just the throttle only. Okay, so I'll start off with pedal assist 1. Okay, about 10 miles per hour on pedal assist 1. Moving to 2 now. 13 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3 at 15. Pedal assist 4 at 17. So pedal assist 5, we're about 19 miles per hour on pedal assist 5. Okay, we just did the pedal assist modes, the 5 levels. I got about 19 miles per hour. And again, it's gonna depend on the conditions. There was a slight incline as we went down the road, so we lost some speed there. Now I'm just gonna do the throttle only. Okay, here we go. Nice gradual acceleration. We're about 13 miles per hour already. 15, 17, 18, 19, and holding at about 19 miles per hour with the throttle. Now I'll test out the brakes. I'll take it to max speed, and once I come into view, I'll hit the brakes, and you can use the parking lines as reference. All right, now I'm gonna do the uphill test. We'll just use a throttle. Let's see if it maintains the speed. This has a nice incline throughout, and then after that, we'll do the downhill. Okay, here we go. Again, nice, smooth acceleration. Very quiet. Handlebars feel stable. I'm hearing no rattles or noises. Motor is very quiet. And we're holding about 15 miles per hour going up this hill. Looks like 14, 15. And 13. Okay, so it's about 13 to 14 miles per hour. Let's see how it does in this upcoming turn here. Okay, we held about 13, 14 miles per hour going uphill. Now let's see how it does downhill. Here we go. All right, 20 miles per hour. Slowing it down here a bit. Some ice here. All right. Holding at about 18 miles per hour right now. And about 20 miles per hour as we go down this hill. Here are my thoughts on the bike. Assembly was fairly easy, but I did struggle with the rear rack and the front fenders. Just trying to align them took a bit of time. The build and finish of the bike is decent. The paint has a matte finish with the bright green accents. I didn't see any imperfections. The step-through frame makes it easy to get on and off the bike. I like that it has a front light, but would have liked to have seen the rear light integrated as well. The ride was smooth and the acceleration is steady and gradual. Steering felt stable with its cruiser style design. I didn't have to hunch over and it's easy to steer. The seat is soft and wide and it was comfortable during my long rides. The front suspensions help in absorbing a bit of the rough terrain, but definitely not something for off-road type conditions. It's best to keep on smooth surfaces. The power is decent with its 350 watt motor. It has a rated top speed of 20 miles per hour. During my testing, I was able to hit 19 miles per hour, and that will depend on the conditions. I had a lot of inclines, so 20 miles per hour is definitely doable. One thing to note is if you intend to use this where there are a lot of hills, it may be a bit underpowered. I lost some speed during my uphill test. Normally the 500 watt or 750 watt motors tend to hold the speed a lot better. This has an estimated range of 22 to 37 miles, and again that will depend on the pedal assist level and throttle usage. Brakes are powerful and there's good stopping power. They grabbed on quick and it came to a complete stop in a reasonable distance. The LCD display is backlit and simple and very intuitive. Overall, I feel this is a decent option for a commuter bike. It has decent power and there's good range. The price point is also budget friendly and it can definitely be an entry-level e-bike. So that is my review of the INTHEAIR Cityrider electric bike. If you like my video, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button as well. Until next time, this is Brian Unboxed. Take care everyone.